Hello friends. Well, today we're going to talk about the sacrament of reconciliation in a little different way. The sacrament of reconciliation or confession and food. Is food good? Is food important? Is it necessary to be taken on a regular basis? Well, the answers all of you know as far as food is concerned. I don't think any of us fall short as far as food is concerned in knowing how often we need to nourish ourselves. Well, friends, similarly, the sacrament of reconciliation is something which needs to be considered on a regular basis. Food, if taken in excess, it's not good. If taken less and there is a shortfall, well, that's also not good. So the word is moderation, and moderation is the key to health. Balance is the key to health as far as food is concerned. So too in the sacrament of reconciliation, confessing our sins is so important. Doing so on a regular basis is also important. But at the same time, we have two categories of people. One who may be going for a confession once in 2 or 3 years, and the others who I've heard from priests themselves that they frequent the sacrament of confession once a day or even twice a day. Well, what would be perfect? What would be beneficial? What would be good for the penitent? It is so important that this sacrament needs to be understood, and the purpose for which it is given to us needs to be understood. As far as the period and how often we need to go for a confession, I think personally speaking, 15 days to a month, a period within that time would be fair enough, unless there is something serious which we need to confess, which is too heavy in our hearts and weighing us down. Then of course more often. But that too, this should not be made a practice, a regular practice. So maybe 15 days to once a month would be perfect, once a month. Anything which is good too can miss its beneficial effects if taken in excess, as food can cause problems if taken in excess. So too anything which is good can cause problems if taken in excess. And so as far as even this sacrament is concerned, when we approach it in faith, when we approach it and after we have made our confession, we believe, important thing is to believe that we have received the grace from that sacrament to be clean, to be cleansed, and to be filled with the Spirit of God, with the graces we need to live a life once again without committing that same sin. So we need to be able to believe that. We need to be able to thank God in advance as we sit in prayer after having made our confession. We need to thank God for having come to dwell in our hearts as He has forgiven us, for once again being able to teach us His ways and help us to have communion and communication with Him. Going to confession would not be possible every day, though some are given to understand go nearly every day for confession. But what we can and what we must do on a daily basis is to have that communion with God, is to have that communication with God. And this sacrament once in 15 days or once in a month would definitely enhance our spiritual life totally. There's a saying which goes, longing makes the heart grow fonder. Sometimes when some things are too easily available to us, we take it for granted. We can also take the sacrament of reconciliation for granted. It is too easily available to us that we go back, commit the same sin and go back and confess it without making a real attempt to change, without really wanting to change. So sometimes when it is stretched for a little period of time, say to 15 days or 1 month, even that guilt that you have during that period of time, it helps you to take that sin seriously, so that when you go and confess, it's done seriously with an intention, because you're taking that effort there to go, and you have to wait for that next confession, which will be within a period of a month. So when we wait for something, we take that seriously so that we do not repeat that sin as far as possible. We can make a conscious effort to see that we are prepared when we go there. And so, personally speaking, coming down to it, everything, even which is good, but which is in excess, can lose its benefits. And so to derive maximum benefits even from the sacrament of reconciliation or confession, we go maybe once in 15 days or a month, but we go well prepared, and we go believing that our sins will be forgiven, and we go believing that God will give us the grace as we want to cease from sinning, to sin no more. God bless you. Have a wonderful day ahead.